Greetings, friends and followers. This is Nurses Talking, and I am Dale Barzy. As always, if you like what you see and hear, subscribe, leave us a comment, and let us know what you think. And here on Nurses Talking, we speak to nurses anywhere in the world and at any stage in their nursing career. And so today I'm very, very pleased to welcome Kim Walthour. And Kim is the owner and operator of Healthcare Resources LLC and Healthcare Resource Labs and More LLC in Augusta, Georgia. And through Healthcare Resources, Kim offers the community trainings for entry-level positions in healthcare as nursing assistants, medication aides, medical assistants, and phlebotomists. As a mobile lab, Healthcare Resources LLC and More provides testing for the community for a variety of things, such as COVID, flu, and drugs. Kim was born in Burke County, Georgia, and was educated in the public school system there. She's a 27-year veteran nurse who holds a master's degree in nursing education. During her career, she has held many positions as a med-surg nurse and has operated as a nurse auditor. Kim has been married for almost 30 years and is the mother of 2 adult children, a mother-in-law to a beautiful daughter-in-law, and a glamour to 3 beautiful children, Carson, Levy, and Brooke. And Kim's also desire is to pursue coaching in several aspects, such as personal development and CNA school startup, and to become a keynote speaker. And her motto is, if you can change how you think, you can change how you live. And information as to how to contact Kim will be in the description box of this video. So welcome, Kim.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It is my absolute pleasure, really it is. And so I want to know, why are you a nurse?
I am a nurse, and I must say, I think I'm a nurse almost by default. Growing up, I did not have a big example or a big pool of professional women. And so the two that I did have was a sister-in-law and a girlfriend of my brother's at the time. One was already a nurse and one was studying to be a nurse. And that sounded great to me to be a nurse. And I can remember my sister-in-law telling stories before HIPAA about the patients she encountered. I remember my brother's girlfriend telling stories about school and her tests and how she had to study. And so that put me on the path of, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to be a nurse.
So all this glamorous thing that you heard about and thought you saw, when you became a nurse, was it what you thought it would be?
It was a little more different. You put on your cute uniform, you pass your bills, and you're done. The nursing turned out to be so much more
Yeah.
in the nursing process, and just getting to that point of completion of going through nursing school. It is a transformative act for any individual. Where you start as a person is going to be totally different from when you end that process. So I did not have an idea of what I was in for, but I endured.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And you know what? Sometimes I think it's a good thing that we didn't have quite the idea.
Because who would want to put themselves through that? But anyway, we do. We love what we do.
And me too. And we're still here. So I guess, and we're still here. What would you say were the biggest challenges for you, though? Either in nursing school or once you became a nurse?
My biggest challenge would be, I would say, more of a personal thing. So always addressing myself to meet the challenge, of getting through nursing school, to put in the work, to meet the challenge of learning new practices and new policies and procedures. You know how we love to change, right?
Yeah.
So to meet the challenges that's presented and to address my mindset over that 27 years so that I can endure, so that I can evolve with nursing.
Yeah.
So I'm the biggest challenge. Just embracing nursing is not something that once you're in it, you're in it.
That's
No, when
right.
you're in it, you continue
Yeah.
to learn, you continue to find new things, and there's new barriers, new
Yeah.
challenges. So
Yeah.
you have to look in yourself to meet all those demands. So
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's always evolving, and sometimes it can be at an alarming rate. It's you know, it's like God, you almost feel like you got whiplash sometimes.
Yes, yes. Quickly it changes.
Yeah. 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 So and having been though, it's been 27 plus years.
Mhm.
Um, what would you like to see change, if anything, within nursing?
Number one, just the persona of a nurse. I said before, when people say, "Oh, I want to be a nurse," they really don't know what all that we do.
Hmm.
They see us as in the hospital or the different um, environments that we work with the uniforms on. Yes, we always look nice, clean, and professional. Yes, hopefully we have a smile on our face, but we are so much more than someone who administer meds. We're that advocate. We are that bridge between the patient and all the other disciplines. We are so much more valuable than what we're portrayed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I would like. So the value of who we are to the healthcare industry, that's what I want to see change. And I think that's what you want to see change. And that's why you're doing this. We bring so much more value than what most people think.
That's one of the big goals of this challenge because, as you said quite rightly, people have no idea who we are. No idea. Sometimes I think some of us don't have any idea who we are too.
Right, right. But I think that's evolving
Mhm.
and coming more before COVID with the nursing groups that were being formed through social
Yeah,
media. Yay, social
yeah,
media have produced some great things. People
yeah.
begin to say, "Oh, I can do that." Even myself. That's how my dreams, I'm not going to say became realized, but I really start embracing it when I seen other nurses doing. It's like, you know what? I can do
I
this.
can do
And
this. Yeah.
so, yeah, so with the world how it's changing, we're making it known that we're more valuable than what others think we are, and that this knowledge that we possess
Yes,
is
yes.
transformative, and it can take us from the bedside to the entrepreneur chair to the consultant chair to the video host platform on YouTube. So
Yes,
yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes. And I have two ambitions for nurses, and I don't know if they're gonna come to fruition in my lifetime. But one is that I want to see a nurse be Surgeon General, and I want to see a nurse be president. I do.
oh wow.
I
See,
do.
you put it in the atmosphere, so
I
it's
I
gonna
want to see
happen.
it. It will happen. It will
And all
happen.
you
It will
guys remember this who put it in your spirit right here. Dell put it in your spirit. Yes.
Oh dear. So you, though, an entrepreneur, you have created two businesses, Healthcare Resources LLC and Healthcare Resource Labs LLC. So tell me about these things. What brought you to entrepreneurship, first of all?
Um, I've been dabbling in it for a while. Um, and I think as we know, we all have these treasures hidden within us.
Hmm.
And so I think my partake in my other adventures just prepared me for this. I like teaching. I love nursing. There's a shift in the education, I think, not toward disease process and different things, but toward the humanistic portion of nursing. Um, and sometimes the skills, depending on the school. We can't not say that as a general blanket, but so I start seeing a shift here in my city in the workers that were coming in. And I would take it upon myself with my last job with the nursing assistants, and I would ask my director, can I train them for a day or two? Because I wanted them to know not just what to do, but this is why I need you to do this,
Right.
and this is why. And so that training, once again, just reinforced that passion. So that was to healthcare resources, the vocational school part is to help bridge that gap between knowledge and skills. You know, most people don't think about it or think much of a CNA or a medical assistant or phlebotomist until your loved one, or someone that you know is in that bed or
Yes.
in that chair. So my goal is to provide um, students who are not only qualified but are skillful, not only skillful, who are able to touch people in a personal way. Healthcare resources, labs, and more. Once again, go back to that platform. I see nurses doing um, labs. We can do labs. Why can't we do labs? I mean, what is
Mm-hmm.
this?
Mm-hmm.
So with COVID, I started looking into it more and more. And then as I looked at it more and more, I was like, Kim, it goes in line with what you're doing.
There
So
you
I
go.
can build my own source pool, if you like, and employ from that to further that. And it also helps with people in the community. We have our older people who don't want to leave home
Yeah.
or can't leave home. Um, how dreadful is it for a child of a parent to have to get off work to take mom just to get lab draws
Yeah.
when we can
Exactly.
go through the lab draw? Or how is it that you have to get off work to go get a urine test for another job? So you miss work to try to better yourself.
Yeah.
And so our goal, as we're still building that out, is to once again bridge the gap between those who don't have that easy access or who may need those extended hours. And so in 2023, our goal with that is to unfold that even more.
Awesome, 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 awesome. And quite frankly, you're heading into, I guess, in more in the direction that people really, really want. Because as you said, taking time for something as simple as to go get the bloods drawn or to have a urine test done is it's just not feasible. It really isn't. And a lot more of what we offer, a lot more of healthcare is being delivered to people at home anyway.
Yes,
So just add this one.
yes. Why not?
So why not indeed? Why not indeed? So Kim, what would you say is your greatest achievement so far?
My greatest achievement in nursing, um, I would say impacting the lives of others. And when I say others, um, new nurses. For a long time, they would say, Kim, would you precept? Would you? No, I don't have time to talk. Da, 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 da. And then one day it clicked. Kim, if you're such a good nurse, why wouldn't you want many Kims? I was like, yes, many Kims. And so that's when the light come on that, you can pour this knowledge into other people, and that allows your legacy to live on. And so I would say just creating mini Kims. No, they're not exactly like me, but if some of them was on here, they'll tell you how I drilled them about doing things and how to interact with people and how to stand up for the patients. So I know that anytime if I was in a hospital bed and I looked up and saw them taking care of me or taking care of a loved one, I'm gonna smile so big because I was like, yes, they're gonna be taken. So I'm realizing that pouring into people
Yeah.
is my biggest contribution that I could ever leave here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. And you said something that, I identify with so very well, because honestly, I have to tell you, a part of my reason, a lot of my career as a nurse was education as well. But part
Mhm.
of my reason was honestly very, very selfish, is that if I ever get sick, I really want somebody who knows what it is.
You
So let me
want to
tell
be you want to be comfortable with who's taking care of you. And I mean, that's nothing against other people, but
you.
we work with coworkers who take shortcuts or who don't have the listening ear and different things like that. I want somebody to go the extra mile, and I would
Yeah.
always go the extra mile, which may have been a little to my detriment
Mhm.
because I did not know how to stop. But I want somebody to be there for me. And when I can't advocate for myself, when I don't know what I need or what's going to help me, I need
Yeah.
somebody there to help me in that area.
Exactly. Very, very well put. Very, very well put. So you touched upon something that I want to ask you. You talk about not knowing when to stop, to know how to say no. And that all leads to, that talks about, caring for yourself.
Yeah.
Also that leads to, you're not alone in that, not knowing when to stop and not knowing
Mhm.
how to say no. Because in our profession, that is I think that's one of our biggest downfalls, is that,
Yes.
we put everybody else in front of ourselves. We
Mhm.
don't know how to say no. We guilt our colleagues into, when they say no, we guilt them into turning that no into a yes, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And so here we are with all this burnout and disease and people leaving.
Yes.
And so my question is, what does self-care mean to you?
Self-care means um, preserving you, as you said, taking care of you, whatever that means to you, however you replenish your emotions, however you replenish or strengthen your spirit, however you take care of your body. Those three things you need to have in place. How are you taking care of your body? How are you
Yeah,
taking care of your emotions? How are you building up your spirit, man? And when
yeah,
we give, like you said, we give so much. We run on fumes for ourselves. And we run on those fumes and we get home. Our family get the leftovers, unfortunately, because we're at that job, most of the time 12 hours
mhm,
on the shift. I would
mhm.
normally do sometimes 13, 14
Two,
hours.
exactly, 2 extra
So
hours.
you're giving all that out and you get home, your family gets the rest. Maybe your ministry, your church gets a little bit, but you never take the
Yeah,
time out.
yeah,
So self-care for me means taking time out to replenish those areas. I have people to say, you go to dinner by yourself?
yes,
I say, only have one mouth and one belly. But I get to take time to reflect on what's going on in my life.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I tell people I have some of the best conversations with myself, whether I'm driving or whatever. I get to declutter what's in my head. Um, I like driving. That's another opportunity. People, oh, you
yeah.
drive everywhere. The
Yes,
radio be on or whatever, but so much clarity because the phone, I'm not answering the phone. No one is talking to me. I'm left to cipher through my thoughts, cipher through my feelings. And now that I'm a point in my life where I can truly be truthful with myself, get to address myself in some areas and different things. So, self care, you got to, just like we take care of those patients holistically, we have to learn to take care of ourselves holistically. And
yes,
sometimes that means no, and you'll learn to do it without guilt. Um,
yes.
as you said, stop guilting other people.
Mhm.
We have this like, and it's like a family thing in
Yeah,
nursing. that you, as a new nurse, you say, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." "Oh, you always going to the bathroom, honey." We don't have time to do that as nurses. So we start grooming people that, no, you don't have time to go to the bathroom. They're
Yeah.
gonna, I seem weak because I have to, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. And the burnout becomes
Mhm.
so real and people are burning out faster. I've talked to people who
Yeah.
2 years in, and I had to ask her, I said, "You only been a nurse for 2 years," because she wanted to come work with me. I said, "Why are you seeking this?" Because at 2 years, I still felt welt behind the ears. She said,
Yeah.
"I'm burnt out." And I asked her, I was like, "Can you explain?" I said, "I'm just trying to learn." And she said, "I finished in COVID. I was thrust in." She said, "I have seen nothing but death."
Yeah.
And that was a new point of view looking at me, for me to look at that.
Yeah.
Yes, they finish in something that we've never experienced
Yeah. Yeah.
with lack of resources,
Hmm.
lack of from the
Lack
staff
of
to
support.
supply,
Hmm.
lack of support, and the death.
Hmm.
So at 2 years, she's ready to come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's sad.
that is sad.
And
That is
that's
sad.
sad. That's sad. Um, and the only bright light in that, or the only glimmer of hope in that, I should say, is that because nursing is so broad, we can actually encourage nurses like that, like her,
Mhm.
to even move into another area of nursing.
Yes, yes.
Move into it doesn't have to be, you don't really have to quit. I get what it is you're saying. I really do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but maybe there really is another area of nursing that you can try that may not wear you out so much, that gives you a different perspective, that allows you to use all of this education and knowledge that you paid for and put time in and acquired and sacrificed for. You don't have to let it go.
And that's how I lasted so long in nursing that I was like, I don't have to stay here. So
No, you
yes, I did med surg, but then I went to the float pool. Then I did cardiac. Then I did admissions. So, like you said, you have that knowledge that you can just go to a different discipline,
Mhm.
and it doesn't even have to be in the hospital.
No, it doesn't. It can be right at home.
You can go to the urgent care. You can go to the dialysis center. You can go to the prompt care. You can do home care. You can do private care. You can do education. There's so much that you can do with the knowledge that we attain. And so, like I said, that what make us so much more valuable than what people understand and what people see.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So what advice right now, when we're all leaving and people are, what advice would you give to someone who says, I really want to be a nurse, but look at that.
I I encourage everyone who tell me like, "I want to be a nurse. What do you think?" And I say, "It's not what I think." If you can be devoted to the process, it will be one of the best things that you can ever do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love nursing. You cannot make me speak ill of nursing as a whole
Yeah,
because I love nursing. And so I would always encourage someone to take that leap of faith. And as we just said, there's so many disciplines. Don't give up.
don't
If
give up.
that's not for you, try another one. I used to tell people who first graduated as new nurses, "Oh, you need to go to med surg first so that you can understand." But I changed that. You need to go where you feel you're called or led. That
Yes,
way you are
yes,
more effective. And
yeah,
so do what's in your heart. Just be prepared for the process. Just be prepared for the hard work. Just be ready to open up your mind and to acquire and absorb all that knowledge that you're going to need. Because we are one of those few professions, it's not abstract. This is knowledge that you need. You can't memorize it and let it go. You
yes,
have to attain it. So I would encourage them, do it, do it.
yeah. And you mentioned something there. You talked about being open-minded.
Yes.
It is huge. It is huge because if you're not open-minded, you tend to put every single person, you put every cardiac patient in a box and every, you know, dialysis patient in a box, and people are different. And people
Yes,
are
people
different,
are
and you're going
different.
to have an open mind to deal with each person individually.
Right. And we have to realize that when we dealing with them, those people are dealing with sometimes a crisis. And
Yes.
so the person that we're presenting, they may be lashing out, they may be rude, may be ugly. But as the nurse, we know that there is a lot more going on
Yeah.
behind that lashing out. And like
Yeah.
you said, everyone is not like that.
No, no, no,
Not
no.
everyone's not like that.
So yeah. Yeah, it's huge. If I, you know, if I could live all over again, would I become a nurse? Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
I would. I would. I would. So I have one more thing. I
Yes.
have been looking at these words because, you know, I see nurses, I recognize nurses. I know that a lot of it comes from the fact that I myself have been a nurse for many years, but I recognize nurses without them ever telling me that they're a nurse. And, you know, I wonder what is it that I saw in this person that, and I realize it's different in different people. So what did
Mhm.
I see in this person that made me know without being told that she or he is a nurse? And
Mhm.
do people recognize the same thing in me or something in me that would let them know? And so I'm asking, if you had to describe the most essential quality of a nurse in one word, what would that word be?
Mm. One word to describe a quality in a nurse. If I
Mhm.
look, um, a nurse is very observant.
Observant. Hmm.
Let's say observant.
Yeah.
Um, we're observant. We're very keen on what's going on um, in our surroundings, which is so pertinent to our profession.
Yeah.
You know, from if you're in a crowd and there is something going on, a nurse is already looking to see what's going on. Oh, I think this lady is going here. Let me go over, let me attend to this child, let me do this. A nurse is always just observing people
Yeah.
for the area of where can I help?
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And we're going to jump
And we're gonna
right in.
exactly, we're gonna jump right in.
We're going to jump right in. Um, it could be at the baseball field. It could be at a family gathering.
Yeah.
We're going to be there most of the time without asking.
Yeah.
And look, we go right into nurse mode. And so we're observant. We're very observant. If you're a nurse, I have some of my friends like, oh, you see everything. Like
Yeah, that's what I
I
do.
I'm observant. I have to be observant. And I would say in my profession, but I think that just prepared me more for my profession. So we're observant. Get in the elevator. You know, we have that vein porn. We're looking at arms. We're
Mhm.
looking at legs. Oh, this lady may have CHF. We're looking at color of just general people passing by. We just
Oh,
observe.
assessment skills are always on. They never get turned off. They never get turned off. And you know, I have to tell you that my husband remarks on her. He says, "You we see something." And my simple answer is this: "Well, I'm a nurse. What do you want?"
You have the waiter at the table. I'm like, oh, you have nice veins. You know, palpating people veins or different things like that. Oh, he has a limp. He really should straighten this. Da 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 da. You're in a restaurant. You hear a cough. You're the only one turning around. Like, okay, they're coughing too long. That sounds. So we're very observant.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. And we can't turn it off. And do we even want to? I don't think so.
No,
I don't
it's
think
who we
so.
are. It can't be turned off. It can't be
It
turned
can't
off.
be. Oh dear. Kim, thank you so much for this conversation. I really enjoyed it. It's been fun. And then thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Much success to you on this platform and to your new book release. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. It was such fun actually, to be able to join so many other nurses and not just nurses here, but nurses, we have in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, it's such fun. I can't wait. The paperback comes out next week. I can't wait.
Awesome. Awesome. I have to get my copy. Yeah.
Uh, Take care, Kim, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All righty, you too.